So, you're ready. You're ready to start this new thing. It's this new moon, and we're ready to go. I've cleared some things, and I know what I'm going to do, and da 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 da. And you're telling the universe, this is what I want. This is what I want. I cleared some things, and I'm done. And Virgo comes in and steps in and says, "No, you haven't. You want to start that new business, and have you made a business plan? You want to start that business, and did you check out the prices of the website? Did you check out the competitors' prices? Did you check out?" And that is Virgo. So, welcome everyone. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Cindy. I am the modern day spiritual advisor. I use multiple modalities, including tarot, astrology, mediumship, all kinds of stuff to help you on your path. So, my gorgeous ones, it's going to be a very, very critical time for us. The new moon, we're going to feel the effects for the next 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks for some of you. Kind of depends on your chart and what's going on. We have a lot of stuff going on in the stars right now. We've got these points and these aspects in these planets and stars and the way that they're aligned that we haven't had, some of us, in our lifetime. So this is new energy that we're feeling. This new moon is a little different. I'm probably going to do another video about Venus. That'll be my next video. And doing this one, this is my 4th time doing it because Virgo is very critical. So as a medium, I'm channeling the energy, I'm channeling the planet, I'm channeling what Spirit's saying. And so I get into that very critical state, right? And so this is what's taken me so long, but better late than never. Virgo is my south node, so I kind of know how to deal with it. I just got to be like, get over yourself, Cindy. Get over yourself. So before I go on to the new moon and what this is about, I want to state, because I can always count on a Virgo to tell me what's wrong with my videos, right? So the last video that I did, I was talking about Saturn, and I pointed to the Saturn symbol, only it was the Mercury symbol. And I did see that, but I was like, whatever, I'm not doing this video over again. So, like I said, I got to get over myself. So this is, can you see that? This is the symbol to Saturn. You can think of it as the crescent moon with the cross, the anchor, right? So it anchors the emotion, it anchors the engagement, it anchors. It's Saturn. It brings the energy from the energetic realm, from the all the possibilities realm, into the physical state, right? That's where you get the anchor of the cross. That's where you get that anchor, right? To bring it down to earth, to bring it down to the physical. That's Saturn. This, my beautiful ones, is Mercury. This is what I was talking about. I mean, I was talking about Saturn, but I was pointing to Mercury because I was going to say something about Mercury in my video and I didn't. But this is the symbol for Mercury. This is the symbol for Saturn. So all you Virgos that's caught that, because I can always count on my Virgos to catch that. Just so you know, I do know what I'm talking about. But like I said, I just get in that space where I'm like, whatever, get over it. To myself, not to you guys, but whatever, get over yourself, Cindy. So let's talk about Virgo. And Virgo is this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sign. I have this understanding of Virgo because it is my south node. So your south node, for those of you that don't know, your south node is that space. You can think of it as living that many, many lives and probably mastering that sign, right? So it's the most comfortable space that you can be in. It's the thing that you want to revert to. It's the way that you want to revert to. So for me, in my life, I've learned that when I'm tired, when I'm sick, when I don't know what to do, when I'm lost, yes, I have been lost in my life, that I will revert to the Virgo. I will revert to clearing it out, organizing, figuring it out, being critical of myself, like doing that. That's the space of a south node, right? But I didn't come here to be my south node. I didn't come here to be my north node. I came here to balance both. So if your south node is Virgo, your north node is Pisces. I can't be one way where I'm working hard, organizing, being critical, nurturing the earth, nurturing humanity, and just take care of them. But I can't be all of that, and I can't be all of Piscean. That's all up in the air and just in bliss and seeing all the possibilities. I have to learn to bring both of those together in balance, right? So Virgo is this beautiful, beautiful sign. I've dated Virgo men. Virgo men are the most romantic, giving, nurturing men. Beautiful, beautiful men. Had great, great, great times with Virgos. So Virgo the maiden, Virgo the virgin, Virgo, speaking of men, Virgo the, not that they were, but Virgo is sort of the nurturer, sort of the, and it is ruled by Mercury, which is very adaptable. It's a mutable sign, so it's very adaptable. The issue is that they're very critical, right? And so what can happen is they need to learn to be more adaptable in their way of thinking, because Virgo sees perfection, right? Or their idea of perfection. And so the way that they're critical to you, the way that they're fickle, the way that they're detail oriented, the way that they want to bring out your flaws, the way that they are very rational, right? Because a Virgo will tell you how you should be better, right? You're thinking they're just being mean, but they're doing it out of love and compassion because they see your highest potential, right? And so they're doing it out of compassion. But what Virgo needs to learn is that, because they're looking for perfection, Virgo needs to learn that their perfection isn't somebody else's perfection. That perfection in itself is nothing that we're going to be able to attain. It is something that we want to strive for, but it's a process. It's something that we did not come here to attain. We came here to strive for it, right? And in the fact that perfection in itself is in the eye of the beholder means that we all have a unique sense of perfection. And that's what Virgo needs to learn about itself, right? So, moving on from there, I know some Virgos are going to be mad. I've heard Virgos say, I wish you liked us more. I absolutely adore you. I don't know why you would think I don't like you. I absolutely love you. I understand you. I just, like I said, sometimes I have to be like, okay, get over yourself, Cindy. So because of this, Virgo will tend to, their ideas of what things should be will tend to put that or want to give that to you or want to make you strive for that or want to, what their idea of it is. So in that, with themselves, they can ignore and suppress because Virgos are most critical of themselves than anybody else. They feel the most guilt about themselves. They're the most critical of themselves than anybody else around them. So what they can tend to do is ignore it or suppress it. And in suppressing it, this is where we have these symptoms. So the reason I'm saying this is just to get you a little bit in the energy. Virgos, trust me, come from compassion. They want to see you do the best. They want to see you be the best. They just have a little bit different way of delivering it, right? And so because of this suppression, because of this way that they refuse to look at how they're not, because they should be, because that's the way it should be, right? You could, in the next couple of weeks, have to deal with these symptoms, which are anxiety, and which are rage or some sort of blow up that could be happening, right? Because Virgo will take it and suppress it and suppress it and suppress it, and then finally, because they're human like all of us, they blow up or they get into these rages, right? And so you could be struggling with something in these next 2 weeks where it's trying to start something and you thought you had a clue and you thought you had it really clear, and it's just getting really frustrating, and then you can finally blow up about it or have some rage about it. You could have a lot of anxiety about, am I doing this right? Did I take the right step? Do I do it this way? Do I not do it this way? What do I do? Am I really organized? Am I organized enough? Do I got to go back and do it again? Like, that's Virgo. So there could be some anxiety going on in this next couple of weeks. There could be some anger going on. But it's like this long standing thing that you've needed to deal with to get you to the next level, to get you to these next stages, to get you to this new start, right? And it's opposing. If you look here, let me put my chart if you look here, here's the new moon, and if you look here, it's opposing Neptune. Well, Neptune is completely in Pisces and opposite of Virgo, right? So the new moon wants you to start things. The new moon wants you to wants to get you to the next place. The new moon wants you to take the next steps and bring you something so that you can go forward in your life. And these are things that you've pretty much cleared. These are things that you've been thinking about. We've had all these retrogrades, right? And so, actually, before we get too deep into this, I want to say my camera's probably going to go off, and when it does, we'll just do the chart part. I have 3 batteries, but again, this is like the 4th time I'm doing this, so my batteries are going to go out. So, Neptune is completely opposite. Neptune sees all the possibilities. Neptune is illusion. Neptune, you can think of Neptune as being a little bit askewed, wanting to see the best out of things. Where Virgo wants to see the best, but Virgo does it in a very different way. Virgo is very organized, very critical and very organized, and making sure the details are done, right? Where Neptune is just kind of like, oh, we can all do it, and we can put extra makeup on to make it look like it, even if they didn't work out enough to make it look like it, right? So that's sort of Neptune. So in these next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you could be dealing with, I thought I saw it one way, but I could do it that way, but I don't know that I should do it that way because I may have to come back and do it again. You know, that's kind of that Virgo Neptune opposite thing going on. This could be happening in relationship. This could be happening with yourself. This could be happening, and it kind of depends on what house this new moon is in for you. And I'll go over that in just a minute. So the last thing I want to say before I just do the chart part is that we have, I don't know if you can see this. I don't think you can. So we have Mars in shadow, and we have Venus in shadow, and we have Uranus in retrograde, and we have Pluto in retrograde. So Pluto in retrograde right here is trining this new moon, okay? So Pluto is trining the new moon, which means trining is an opportunity, but it could be, remember, Pluto is about control. Pluto is about transformation. Pluto is about understanding and taking your power back, right? And so with it being in retrograde, this is all internal. This is all about you understanding this, right? Well, with this trine, this is the difference between trines and sextiles. Trines could be, because it's so Virgo right now, this new moon, this thing that comes to you, this opportunity that comes to you, because I think it's probably more than one opportunity that comes to you, you could be very critical and not take that opportunity because you're like, I don't want to do it that way. That came in, but I don't like that. Or that came in, but that's not enough. Or that came in, but I don't see it. Like, you could stop yourself and not take that opportunity. That's very Virgo. Like, I'm not organized. You could even say, somebody could bring this opportunity and you're like, oh, I don't know that. I'm not organized for that. I've never done that before. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to do that. So you could do that, right? That's like an example of this trine. But Pluto's trying to help you understand your power, that it's not about knowing all the 20, 30 steps that you're going to get to your dream. It's about understanding that you're creating and you have the power to create in your world. That's what Pluto's trying to help you understand. Take your power back. And in that, you transform, right? So that could be happening in this new moon. So let's go on. I'm going to go ahead and take myself off of here. So we're going to talk about the houses and where it's at, okay? So let me remove this real quickly, very quickly. Okay. So in where you see the first house, because we have, because we have Mars in shadow, Mars is not done. We're not done with whatever that situation was. We're not done. So Mars being in shadow, it still has to go to this part, the 9 degrees of Aquarius, right? So it's still in Capricorn today. It's still, you're still trying to resolve this. You're still trying to get to the finish line with this, right? Before it actually moves forward. I mean, it's moving forward, but before it moves to the point that it started at. Remember when I talked about the retrogrades and how they go back over and over? Well, he's not done. He hasn't gotten to the 9 degrees, right? And so you're dealing with that. And Then we have Venus in shadow. Venus is a whole other story, and I'm going to do a video about Venus. Is a whole other story about what's going on. So Venus is in shadow. So pay attention to what's going on this week, because what's going on this week is going to be very highlighted in the next coming months. So till December, it's going to be highlighted. So whatever's going on this week, pay attention in the beauty industry, in cosmetics, in money, in your finances, in your love area, in your partnerships, in your relationships, in all of that. Pay attention to those things that are coming to you, right? Because those are going to be highlighted. That's Venus in shadow. Then we have Uranus in retrograde, and Uranus and Mars right here. Uranus and Mars are squared. So Uranus and Mars are squared. There's this change that's trying to happen within you. There's this shift that's trying to go on because of this, whatever this was that you had been dealing with Mars. And it's going to shift you. It's going to shift you. So we're dealing with that. And then we have Pluto. Pluto retrograde. And Pluto is not only trining this new moon in Virgo, but it is sextiling Jupiter. And Jupiter is the guru. Jupiter is the teacher. Jupiter wants to expand this house that it's in. Jupiter wants to help you understand more, help you be more. Pluto wants to help you be more and transform and understand your power. Then you have this new moon. So Jupiter is also sextiling this new moon in Virgo. So whatever's going on here could be, there's an opportunity. There's an opportunity for some change. There's an opportunity for transformation. There's an opportunity to make this house bigger. There's an opportunity to make you bigger, to make you do more. But Virgo being so critical, and Virgo being so rational, and Virgo being so detail oriented and seeing all the flaws could get you where you're not moving. So just be aware. You have to like I say, all right, just get over yourself, take the step. Trust in yourself, trust in the universe, trust that you've done enough, and move it. Now, I'm not saying do that right away. I'm saying some of you need to plan. Some of you need to set down those parameters. Some of you need to do the administrative part. Some of you do need to do that to take the next step. Like, how are you going to start a business if you don't have a 6-year plan, a 3-year plan, a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan? How are you going to start a business? You're just going to kind of willy-nilly do it? Like, that's Virgo. Virgo's like, no, that's not a good idea, because you're going to have to come back and do it again, right? And so, but there comes a time where you've done the 6 month and the 3-year and the 5-year and the 10-year, and Virgo's like, no, we got to work on it some more. And you're like, no, I think it's time to, like, there's an opportunity here. I need to go. I need to do it. I need to just take the step, right? And so that could be going on, that internal stuff, because Pluto wants you to take your power. Pluto wants you to, and Jupiter wants to bring you gifts, right? And Venus is doing a number too. So let's talk about where Virgo is going to be in each sign. So Virgo, of course, this is your first house. So your first house is about you. Your first house is about your physicalness. Remember, it's opposing Neptune, and especially your physicalness. So in this new moon, you could have some fate, destiny, something coming through. That it could be, opposing Neptune that looks really, really good, that looks really, really like it could do something. But you having this Virgo in your first house with this new beginning, you could be saying, I'm not sure if it's really good for me. I'm not sure if it's really going to do anything for me. I'm not sure if I want to take it, right? And so with Neptune opposing your first house, when you have this new moon, there's new beginnings. You could have a new hairstyle, want a new nutrition plan. Maybe you're starting to work out. Maybe you are going to take the next steps for your financial gain. Whatever this is in your first house, but it's very physical for you. And remember, it's opposing Neptune. So Libra, this is going to be in your 12th house. So right now, you're probably having visions or very dreamy. I can see you in this very dreamy state. This very dreamy state where you're really, I wouldn't even say fantasizing. It's almost like you're seeing these visions of where you should go next and what you should be doing, right? And so that's part of that Neptune opposing. But this new moon, it's like you know what starts to take, but you're being very critical about how to take that. And especially being Libra, it's got to be very balanced. And then having it be Virgo, it's very critical and rational. And so you could, even though you're seeing it in your dreams or seeing it in your visions or seeing it in when you're meditating, you could say, well, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if that's plausible. I don't know if I'm capable. I don't know. Like, you could be very critical of what's going on. But you could also have some new starts coming where you're like really saying, you know what, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it because I'm prepared, because I've done enough, and I'm going to do it. So that could be happening in your 12th house. Your 12th house is also about completion. So you could be completing some segments, some phases in your life. You could be have let go of some things from the past. You could be letting go, and then this is like the ending of it and completing it. And this new moon could be about new beginnings because this thing is complete, right? So that's what's going on with Libra. So with Scorpio, and you have Jupiter in there, and now you have Venus in there. So with Scorpio, this is going to be in your 11th house. So with your 11th house, this is about your network. This is about your hopes and dreams. This is about, this is the house of gains. This is about your groups and maybe influential people, right? And so it being very Virgo, you may be very critical right now, and you may have some new beginnings with some new groups. You may have some new beginnings with some influential people. You may have some new starts with maybe this group has led you to this client that's going to be one of your biggest clients because it supports your 10th house, right? It's the house of gains. And so you could have something coming through there, or someone coming through there, that really makes this beginning to this bigger place that you saw yourself. Because remember, there is this, especially with Jupiter here, there is this sextile for you, okay? The sextile's for everyone, but this sextile has to do with your 11th house. So I can see influential people, or an influential group, or in some way they help you. But it could be because they're very critical or you're very critical. They're very rational or you're very rational about how this is going to be worked out, right? Okay, so then we have my Saggies. My Saggies, this is going to be in your 10th house, which, with my moon. So with my moon, this is no wonder I took 4 times to do this video. So this has to do with your 10th house, and your 10th house is your career and your life purpose and what you're doing, right? And so you're being very, very meticulous. It's time to get organized. It's time to do the paperwork. It's time to get things done. It's time to do this to get you to the next level in your career, in your life purpose, and in what you want, right? And so this is the time for you to have new beginnings. This is the time for you to focus on that. And I kind of feel like you've already, because you guys feel the energy, so I kind of feel like you're already doing this. You're already getting things done. You're already seeing the way. Just don't get stuck in that Virgo sort of critical area. Because the other thing about Virgo, don't forget, is that it's very, very healing. Virgo can love you until you can love yourself. Okay? So in this house, whatever's done for all of you signs, it's going to be very, very healing. It's going to be organizing. It's going to be clearing up. It's going to be cleaning house. It's going to be critical, and it's going to maybe not feel so good sometimes, but it's going to be very healing for you. Okay? Now, Saturn, sorry, Capricorn. I'm looking at Saturn. Capricorn, this is going to be in your 9th house of belief systems. Could have to do with the law. Could have to do with the long journey. Could have to do with, it's not just your belief systems. It's these long adventures, these long journeys that you take, these higher perspectives that you're understanding. And so when Virgo comes in there, there could be a start to, maybe some of you are studying astrology because it has to do with the metaphysical too. So maybe some of you are studying astrology and you're saying that you want to be an astrologer and you're really, really studying. And so there could be an opportunity for you to begin something here. For others of you, it could be this long journey that you've been taking to understand more about your belief system in yourself and the love that you have for yourself. So you could have new starts. Maybe some of you, maybe a lover comes in from there, maybe a partner comes in from there. Even though it's the ninth house, a partner can come in from your ninth house. A new love can come in from your ninth house, because if it's to help you understand a broader, bigger perspective, and especially with Virgo being very healing and loving, I can see a partner coming in for some of you that loves you, that helps you believe in love again, right? And remember, you have this Pluto that's in your house that's trining this new moon. So, especially for you, Capricorn and Virgo, this trine is there are these opportunities. Like, it could be that this person comes in, or this understanding of something comes in, you're kind of critical of it, or maybe you're afraid because this is Pluto, right? And Saturn's in here, but Pluto is like, I got to take my power. I got to remember my boundaries. I'm not sure if I'm ready. I thought I was ready, but I'm not sure. And that's Virgo and that's Pluto, right? And so that could be the new start. Remember, with the new moon, we have fate and destiny stepping in. So things can come through this house for you. So good luck, Cappies. You still have this Mars you're dealing with. You guys are dealing with a lot. Like we all are, but it's really in your first house. So, all right, my Aquarius, my beautiful Aquarians. So this is going to be in your 8th house of shared resources, right? And so your 8th house of shared resources, this has to do with, this also could have to do with the law, but this could have to do with your partner. This could have to do with a loan. This could have to do with inheritance. This can have to do with transformation of some sort. And so with this new beginning, fate and destiny can step in, but you can be very critical where you get these opportunities and you're like, no, don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. No, I don't. And then you don't do these things with these opportunities that come in, with these new starts that come in, because it doesn't look like what you think it looks like, right? Because you're being overly critical, because that's Virgo. But I'm telling you, with these new starts, there is some deep, deep healing that can go on. So I'm going to tell you once again, Aquarius, I've told you this before, and I know y'all listen to me, but then y'all just kind of do whatever you want. But I'm going to tell you it again. Just say yes to opportunities that come your way. Get out of your head, take the action, and just say yes. Even if it doesn't look like it's like you think it should look. So, because you've heard me say this, I'll say it again. If it's not for you, you have to trust in yourself, your higher self, on that it is going to fall through. It's just going to fall through if it's not for you. If it's not on your path and it's not for you, then it'll fall through. But you're going to, if you accept it and say yes to it, then you're opening yourself up to the universe. You're opening yourself up to that energy. So there could be some new starts here with maybe getting a loan, maybe getting a grant, maybe getting a bigger client, maybe getting a client, maybe getting whatever this is a new start for you. This is a start for you to help you in your transformation, in your understanding, and in your shared resources. Maybe there's a new way that you and your partner, your business partner, are going to do things. Maybe there's a new start for you guys. Maybe there's a new start for you and your romantic partner. Maybe you and your spouse are going to have this new beginning, new understanding, new way of doing things, right? So just keep yourself open, Aquarius. So for my Pisceans, so for Pisces, this is going to be in your 7th house. And again, you are opposing this new moon. So Neptune is in your house. Neptune is retrograde. So you're really introspecting. You're really trying to discover how to keep your boundaries and how to have boundaries and how to love yourself and love others, right? And how to be able to ground those things that you see, right? And so with Virgo opposing, it's going to feel a little off. It's going to feel like it's this push and pull. But it being in your 7th house, your 7th house is relationships. Relationships with money, relationship with your spouse, relationship with your business partner, relationship with your family, relationship with you. Like all of this is a mirroring house, and there's new beginnings for some of you. So for some of you, it could be somebody comes in to be your partner. It could be somebody, you meet somebody new with this new beginning, because we have fate and we have destiny stepping in. And if it's time and you've been working on yourself and you've been really you have this beautiful aspect of Neptune. You're already a beautiful sign, Pisces, but then you have this beautiful aspect of Neptune in here. And so you could meet a partner. That could be your new beginning. You could meet a new love. You could meet a new business partner. You could meet a new way of making money. You could meet a new client. You could meet a new understanding with you and your family, you and your children, you and your friends, you, whatever this is, these are new beginnings. And so just remember that because it's Virgo, this person can either come off as very critical, but remember, because it's a mirroring house, they're only bringing out a part of you that you're trying to understand and experience, right? And so this is where you have to learn to put your boundaries in, right? I don't want to be treated this way. I do appreciate that, but maybe you could have said it a different way. Like, you can be working on that. Or putting your boundary down and saying, no, this is my money. I am deserving of this, and this is what I want to do with it, right? So, good luck, Pisces. All right, my Aries, this is going to be in your 6th house. So your 6th house is the house of your everyday issues. This is your house of health and well-being. And so there's going to be some clearing up. There's going to be some extra work. There's going to be some really going into the details of how you're doing your everyday. Maybe you've been sort of off busy on something and neglecting others. And so with this new moon, there's a new beginning. Maybe there's some help coming your way. Maybe you're finally saying, okay, I need some help. And you go and ask for it, or somebody comes to you and gives it to you. Maybe there's a new beginning where you can actually go see a way that you're going to have better nutrition, or see a way where you can work out every day. Maybe you're going to, whatever these issues are that you're seeing in your conscious mind that you're dealing with every day, there's going to be some clearing up. There's going to be some very rational steps to take, and you're actually going to see this and feel this with these new beginnings. And you can get to where you can be too critical of it. So just remember that with the Virgo, because whatever these new beginnings are, fate and destiny could step in, but whatever these new beginnings are, it's about deep, deep healing for you. Okay? So, Taurus, this is in your 5th house of love affairs and creativity. So because you're creating in this house, because there is something that you're trying to do that's bigger than you, that you feel in your heart, that you see in your mind. These are new beginnings, but you can get into that critical state, or that very rational state, or very seeing every detail and flaw, where you can get stuck and not start it. So you can have these new beginnings coming in, you can have these new opportunities coming in, and then you're thinking, I don't think I've done enough work. I don't think I can do that right. I don't think I have enough education. I don't think I have enough da-da-da-da. Like, you can be too critical about yourself with these new beginnings. But I'm telling you, if you can get through this and understand that there is no perfection, that the perfection is not here, that we strive to be perfect, but perfection is something different for everybody. And when you can just take the first steps with these opportunities to come in, there is going to be some deep, deep healing. Okay? So, Gemini, this is going to be in your 4th house of DNA, of your comfort, of your security, of your happiness, right? And so, with these new beginnings, with fate and destiny possibly stepping in for you, this is your 4th house. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these new beginnings, and Mercury's in there, and even though Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, it's also the ruler of you. So there's messages, there's new beginnings, there's something coming to help you feel and see, or work your way into being more comfortable, feeling happy, feeling settled, feeling secure. And so with these new beginnings, just be sure to ground them. Be sure to take those opportunities and not be too critical, where you're like, I got to do it exactly right, because if I don't do it right, then it's not going to be done, and then I'm going to look like a fool, right? And so sometimes, Gemini, you can stay in your head because you want it to be perfect before you actually take the first step. And in Virgo, it can be even more so. So if you can take the first step or steps, it's going to get you to some deep, deep healing. It's going to help you get to the next level that you're talking about. But also, Gemini, because you can be a little scattered, what you can do in this Virgo energy is learn to organize it, learn to plan it, learn to like figure it out with these new beginnings. When this new beginning comes, like organize it, clean it out, figure it out, be rational about it, and take the steps. Okay? So good luck, my beautiful gems. All right, my Cancers, this is going to be in your third house. So with it being Virgo in your third house, that's communication, that's administration, that's media, that's paperwork and documents and any of that. And so you may have some new beginnings coming to you with that. Maybe you were waiting for some paperwork to start this new business. Maybe you're waiting for some paperwork to get this. Maybe it's an adoption. Maybe you're wanting. Maybe you're waiting for paperwork to get this money, or maybe you're doing paperwork to get this money, or maybe you're doing paperwork to get this adoption, or maybe you're doing. Maybe you're learning a skill. Maybe you're learning the skill to get to the next level of what you're wanting to do, right? And so with this new moon, you have new beginnings, you have new opportunities. So take this Virgo energy and organize it, and be rational about it, and ground it so that it can come to pass in your life. But don't get overly critical where you're thinking and learning too much that you don't even take the first steps. So you have to take the first steps to be able to ground it. Because when you do, just like all the other signs, Virgo is here to heal you. Virgo is here to help that part of you, nurture you and heal you. So if that is what you're needing from the universe to help nurture and heal you to move on to the next steps of your journey, to the next phase of your journey, then use this energy for that. And last but not least is my Leos. So my beautiful, lovely, luscious lions, this is going to be in your second house of self-worth, of your second house of value, of your second house of finances, the money you earn, right? And so you can have some new beginning. You can get messages. You can have fate and destiny stepping in with this new beginning. It may seem like, because you have this Neptune opposing, it may seem like it's too good to be true, but you have to put some grounding work in it. So whatever this news is, whatever this new opportunity is, whatever this new beginning is, or beginnings, maybe you get some clarity, or maybe that something comes through, or maybe that money comes through, or maybe that house comes through, or maybe that car comes through, or something comes through. But you're going to have to take the next steps with it. You're going to have to ground it. You're going to have to like make the decisions about it and put some work behind it, which you don't have a problem in. So I can see this a really good gift for you. Maybe this is a new start. Somebody gives you a new start to make more money. Somebody gives you a new start to get this house. Somebody gives you a new start to, or from the universe, it just pops in and you're like, oh my God, there's the perfect house and it's in my price range and I'm going to go get it. Or maybe you're selling a house and all of a sudden the house gets sold, right? And you're like, yes, and this is what I'm going to do with this money, and I'm going to plan for it. I'm going to do this, and it's going to take me to the next step, and I'll be able to, right? And so that could be happening for you, Leo. So congratulations. Congratulations to all of you. There are a lot of other aspects going on, but I really wanted to focus on this new moon. Remember that new moon is about new beginnings and fate and destiny stepping in as well. And it just kind of depends on your perspective. We talked about that in the full moon. So what is your perspective? Is your perspective going to be that I'm so critical that I got to make sure that it's very perfect and I'm not going to be able to take the steps because I'm just thinking about it and trying to do that work? Or am I going to balance it? And am I going to take a really, really good look at it and be very, very rational about it and ground it and take the first steps, knowing that it's not going to be perfect, but I'm going to strive to try to be perfect. Does all that make sense to you guys? So I want to thank you guys for watching. I love you, love you, love you. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps my channel. And I will be doing the Venus video next, and then I'm going to do some tarot. So I love you, love you, love you. Bye.